rahmatul lil alameen, the most merciful creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Prophet's grandson who was martyred on the plains of Karbala 1300 years before. For what? For what crime? What was Hussein's crime? Hussein did not accept to submit, to give allegiance to a tyrant and a cruel ruler like Yazid. Yazid wanted Hussein to submit to all his atrocities and crime, and Hussein refused to seek allegiance. Not just refused to seek allegiance, Hussein did not even escape from him. Hussein did not even run away from him. Instead, Hussein went towards him. With what? Not with a big army, not with a big battalion. Hussein went with few of his beloved followers, those who understood the path of dignity, the path of human values, the path of self-respect, the path of not tolerating oppression and cruelty, the path of giving away in the way of Allah, the path of sacrifices, the path of honor, the path of justice. Those followers went with Hussein. Hussein took his woman, Hussein took his children and went out towards Yazid. Yazid with a big army confronted Hussein, and Hussein gave everything he had. But at the end, who turned out to be victorious? It was Hussein who was victorious.
Assalamu alaikum from Mauritius Island. Mauritius is a small, lush, green island amid the clear blue waters of the Indian Ocean, about 2,000 kilometers off the southeast coast of the African continent, with an area of approximately 2,040 kilometers squared. It is surrounded by more than 150 kilometers of white sandy beaches and lagoons which are protected from the open sea by the world's third largest coral reef, which surrounds the island. The total population of Mauritius is almost 1.3 million. Here too, we have a small but thriving Shia Ithna Ashari community of around 200 members and constantly growing, with the influx of people coming to settle from nearby Madagascar, Réunion, and also as far away as Pakistan. The first known Shias to settle in Mauritius were the Al-Arakia family from India, followed by the Qasam Ali Ismail family in 1915. Most of the current members of the Shia community of Mauritius comprise of the above two families and the Pirbai family. The first building of the Shia Ithna Ashari Mosque was constructed in 1963 with the help of the World Federation and is located in Plaine-verte, predominantly a Muslim area situated in the capital Port Louis. The existing mosque consists of a masjid and Husseiniya and is surrounded on the exterior by guest rooms for visitors, accommodation for foreign students from nearby regions, apartments for the resident alim, a library, office, conference room, and the madrasa. During the 10 days of Muharram, the main majalis program takes place in the evening, beginning with salah, followed by dinner, lecture, and matam. Here I have with me Brother Mohsen Ali Pirbai, President of the Shia Ithna Ashari community of Mauritius.
As you know, Mauritius is a small island in the Indian Ocean, and it is a cosmopolitan country. And Mauritius also is one of the best places in the world for holiday, and it is well known for that. And today it is one of the safest places in Africa to do business. We have all major religions of the world in Mauritius, and we live in peace and harmony and shows respect to others' faith and practices. When Mauritius was under the French rule, the only religion which was allowed to be practiced was Christianism. But under the rule of Napoleon of Bonaparte, then Emperor of France, he issued a decree for Mauritius, and it is said that the second religion to be practiced after Christianism on the island of Mauritius is the Islam of Ali. This is why there are lots of places in Mauritius where the memories of Karbala still exist, and during the month of Muharram it is visited by not only Muslim but people from different faiths. The first Shia family to settle in Mauritius were the Al-Arakia family Qasam al-Ismail family, followed by the Pirbhai family. And during those days, even though we did not have a mosque, majalis were being recited at the residence of Haji Qasam al-Ismail. Our mosque was inaugurated in 1963 by the chairman of Africa Federation. And since then, all our majlises and events are being held there until today. When we proceed with the Taza and Alam on the road, we receive police assistants who clear the road and escort us throughout the julus, which takes about 2 to 3 hours. During the julus, we recite nawaz, matam, and you will be surprised to see the participation of some of our brothers and sisters of Sunni faith.
Yazid wanted to destroy Islam. Yazid wanted to destroy Quran. Yazid wanted to destroy the religion brought by Holy Prophet. But today, even in this land, every day, 5 times you hear Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. You hear Ashhadu anna Muhammadur Rasulullah. This azan, this call for prayers is because of Hussein's sacrifices. It's because of Hussein protected the religion. But unfortunately, those who went with Hussein were very few who understood the significance of protecting Islam, saving the dignity of the Holy Prophet. Very few who understood. There were only 72 who understood at that time. And now, for 1400 years, we are remembering Hussein.
In year 2011, a group of youth from the community felt that they had a lot of talent, innovative ideas, and willingness to support and work alongside the elders of the community. They also wanted to bridge the gap between the youth and the elders. It was then that they decided to launch the Al-Mahdi Youth Club, short for AMIC, and a set of objectives and goals was charted. Their logo, Today's Youth, Tomorrow's Leaders, gives us some idea of their mission. Let us meet with the executive members of AMIC to enlighten us further about their mission and their contribution in the month of Muharram.
Muharram for us is a great opportunity to encourage the youth of the Jamaat to come forward and get engaged in the programs that we organize.
For example, cleaning and decorating the mosque, amongst others. And we have also initiated some ourselves, like for example in the month of Muharram, preparing sabil, t-shirts and CDs, and also organizing outdoor activities and debates.
These activities helped us become more responsible individuals and helped us understand what it is that we needed as a Jamaat to be able to be united.
We have released our first Muharram magazine, in which we got all the youth to be engaged by either writing poems, receipts and games, and the smaller ones by drawings. Furthermore, we organized a competition based on the French lectures that was delivered daily during the first 10 days of Muharram by a visiting alim. A questionnaire was given to the participants and was rewarded the first 3 winners with a trophy.
We decided to get more involved by helping out with the activities organized by the Hussein team. This has helped us understand the message of Imam Hussein and also his mission. and this has also created a veritable thirst to find out about how we may live our lives with the example of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Rather than just sitting within the four walls of our Husseinias, we decided to take action and to spread the message of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. And personally, being a female member of the executive team, I saw this as an opportunity to show the citizens of our country that, look, wearing a hijab is not a barrier to your future and does not stop you from achieving greatness.
And like our second Imam, Imam Hassan alayhi salam, has said, "Surely today you are the youth of the nation, and tomorrow you will be the leaders of the community." I believe that we are moving towards that direction, and I pray to Allah that He keeps us on that path.
The Taza procession on the eve of Ashura is a major part of the annual commemorations in Mauritius because it is during this time when the opportunity of tabligh comes up. As mentioned by the President, this event is attended by many of our Sunni brothers and sisters and also members of other communities. The Mauritius Shia community therefore take full advantage of this opportunity by making speeches at several points on the road during the procession. They also hand out water as part of the sabil and hand out informative pamphlets. Shohel Kasamali, a founding member of the AMIC, helps in the making and preparation of the tazia that is used during this procession.
I am an executive member of Al-Mahdi Youth Club and also a member of the managing committee of the Khoja Jamaat. I serve the link between the youth club and the Jamaat. I have been delegated the task of ghusl and kafan of the deceased and the preparation of tazia, which is used during the procession on the night of Ashura. The preparation of tazia starts few weeks before the month of Muharram. We have a small team that helps in the making of the tazia. Alongside with helping of the tazia making, our team also prepares some pamphlets that we distribute during the procession to spread the true message of Ahlul Bayt. And inshallah, I hope to be at the service of Abu Abdullah Hussein as long as I will be given the opportunity.
Since some years, once the 10 days of Muharram would end, many of the members of the community would ask themselves, what now? In 2012, the Who is Hussein campaign came as an answer and guide to their search. Within a few days of being introduced to this worldwide campaign, a few of the members of the Mauritius Shia community decided that they would take part in this awareness campaign in Mauritius too. Let us speak with Mrs. Zohrain Pirbai and Mrs. Tahira Kasamali, the two main organizers of this tremendously successful campaign, to find out more.
We found out about the Who is Hussein campaign in Muharram of 2012, and we saw that the Who is Hussein team in London were putting up posters in the London Underground and on buses. And these posters had profound messages on them that would make the reader stop and question, who was this Hussein, and how did he have such an impact on so many people around the world, and what did he do to change the course of history? Basically, this is a campaign aimed at non-Muslims to raise awareness about Imam Hussein, what he stood for, and what he gave his life for. Seeing as Mauritius is a predominantly non-Muslim country as well, we thought that this was a wonderful opportunity to do the same over here. We as Shias are duty-bound to spread the message of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. After all, the sacrifice that he made was not only for the Muslims, but for all of humanity. Why is it that the whole world knows about Mahatma Gandhi and his struggle for his people? Today, his name is synonymous with freedom, and yet, who did he gain his inspiration from? He got inspired by Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and he is quoted as having said, "I learnt from Hussein how to gain victory while being oppressed." In the same way, I think that we should spread awareness about Imam Hussein alayhi salam and what he stood for and what he gave his life for. Our first campaign that we did was the blood donation, and this was done in collaboration with the Blood Donors Association of Mauritius. During this campaign, we also managed to give out almost 1,000 bottles of water and leaflets. and the blood donation was also very successful. And this took place at a very busy shopping center in Mauritius, which I must add is owned by one of our brothers from the Madagascar Jamaat, and he has pledged his assistance to us and this campaign by letting us use his premises whenever we require. After the success of the blood drive, the Blood Donors Association of Mauritius contacted us and asked us to take part in their annual rally, which takes place in Port Louis at the end of every year. They asked us to bring our banners and wear our Huiz Hussein t-shirts. And this was very good for us because this event receives quite a bit of media coverage, and it was shown on the evening news. The rally culminated at the municipality of Port Louis, and there was a function held there, and the guest of honor was the Minister of Health, and he presented the Huiz Hussein team with an award of appreciation for their help in collecting blood, and we were also interviewed by the local radio station. Once again, the Blood Donors Association of Mauritius invited us to volunteer at their mega blood drive, which is held at the end of every year. Our volunteers were present at this event with their t-shirts, and they were there from morning till evening helping out. And once again, we had the chance of being interviewed by the local radio station. Our next campaign was visiting the SOS Children's Village. This is a center that houses around 100 kids aged between 3 and 19 years, and these kids are either abandoned kids or orphans. We went there with a group of volunteers who had prepared fun activities, and we spent the day playing with the children and interacting with them. And also with the help of our community, we had gathered new clothes, bed sheets and towels, and we presented these to the kids. The day ended with a lunch of biryani, which was a real pleasure to see because it was a real treat for the kids. With the help of our community, we prepared almost 70 boxes of basic groceries like rice, sugar, milk, oil, etc. We then contacted 2 social workers who took us to very different parts of Mauritius to visit some of the most impoverished families there are over there. I must say that among all the campaigns that we've done, I think this one was the most rewarding for us. We feel that were it not for the inspiration from the Huiz Hussein campaign, we would have never made the effort to look for these families and go and visit them. In fact, I think most of us weren't even aware that such poverty existed in Mauritius. For example, one of the families we visited lived in a house made of metal sheets, and this woman had lost her husband in an accident, and she had 2 children to support. However, her health did not permit her to be able to work, so she could not even feed her own kids. And there were so many more like her. Some of these families we visited lacked even the basic necessities that we take for granted in our everyday life, like running water and electricity. Some of these families we visited were so touched by our gesture that they were moved to tears. They were surprised that a group of strangers like us would take the time and effort to come and visit them and inquire about them. It gave us great satisfaction when we explained to them that this is what we've learned from Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and these are the values that he taught us, and this is what we want to spread. This year we put up a huge billboard on one of the most busiest motorways in Mauritius. And because this billboard belongs to one of the members of our community, we're hoping to keep it up there for at least the next few months.
The call of Imam Hussein alayhi salam for help, Hal min nasiri yansuruna, covers all times up to doomsday, and whoever obeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and joins Imam Hussein alayhi salam, regarding him as a role model and stands for the values Imam Hussein alayhi salam sacrificed his life and everything, is a helper. Therefore, this Huiz Hussein campaign gave the entire community, and more importantly our children and our youth, the opportunity to act like a real Husseini, helping people and trying to bring some happiness in other people's lives. Focusing on humanitarian projects, we have planned to visit old people homes,
disabled children centers to show them what values we have learned from Imam Hussein alayhi salam.
On the day of Ashura, Hussein was thirsty. Hussein did not drink any water. There was no water for Hussein. But there were two types of thirst which Hussein had. One thirst was of water. But Hussein's dignity did not allow that he beg for water from anyone. He did not ask for water from anyone. He died as a thirsty person. But there was another thirst of Hussein. That thirst Hussein asked for. What was that thirst? That thirst was true and sincere followers of Islam who would come forward and follow the path of Hussein, who would come forward and fight against tyranny and oppression wherever, in whichever era it is. That was the path of Hussein for which Hussein wanted the followers. Hussein raised the slogan of Hal min Nasir Yansurna. Is there anyone who is going to come and support my path? Is there anyone who is going to come and defend Islam? Is there anyone who is going to come and defend the dignity of the Holy Prophet? Is there anyone who is going to protect the dignity of the Holy Quran? Today we are here to respond to that call of Hussein. We are here to respond to the call of Hussein. We are here to say, to reply to Hussein with what? Hussein is telling Hal min Nasir Yansurna. And we reply to Hussein that, oh Hussein, we are here. Oh Hussein, we are here. How do we reply? We say, Labbaik ya Hussein!
Labbaik ya Hussein! Labbaik ya Hussein! Labbaik ya Hussein! Labbaik ya Hussein!
We are here to sacrifice everything on your path to save human values, to save justice, to save honor, to save self-respect, to save humanity from disgrace and humiliation. Once again,